Hello everyone, this is Mr. Gomez. Welcome back to English 101. I'm stopping by on a Thursday afternoon to talk a little bit more about essay number 2, the expository essay due Sunday night. Okay, there probably won't be any extensions, so make sure it's turned in by midnight. Remember what the syllabus says about late major assignments, and that is you can turn it in late, but you'll be docked letter grade for every day that it's late. Okay, so now most of you should be familiar with this prompt, and hopefully you looked at the video I made a couple days ago that talked about essay number 2, sort of how to organize it. I gave you an example outline. And so today I just want to go over a few reminders, okay? In this section, okay, remember to meet the 4-page minimum. Don't turn in an essay that's less than 4 pages, please. And also, I changed the language here. Okay, you're asked to do some outside research to quote 3 sources in support of your argument, and from that you'll formulate a works cited page from those 3 quotes. And I changed the language here to say 1 scholarly and 2 popular sources. Okay, we'll look in just a minute at where you could find some sources. But before we do that, look at this section down here. It gives you some great tips. And I'll give you the 3 tips that can best help you in writing this essay and writing essays in general. And that is number 1, like I mentioned in a prior video, make it a process. Okay, use an outline. Before you can use an outline, engage in pre-writing strategies, right? When you're looking for a topic, brainstorm, idea cluster, do background reading. If you're doing a expository essay on TikTok, read 5, 6 different articles of TikTok, give you an idea of what this conversation's about. And the next tip is revision. Okay, very few people at this level are talented enough to submit their first draft. It takes many drafts. Look at things with fresh eyes, put it away for a day, come back. You'll see the grammar mistakes, you'll see the awkward constructions. Ask yourself, can this be said in a way that's easier for my audience to understand? And a big part of academic writing is having a rhetorical awareness of audience. You have to make things seamless for them, easy. Uh, you make it easy for them to understand your argument and the movement and the moves you're making. Okay, so read this section, that'll help you out. And I do want to point you to this document that you seen for the other day, this handout on MLA documentation. It's got a great section on formatting. If you're not good with works cited pages, take a look. For example, here we see the how to format your papers, right? Make sure your headings are right. You see it's always double spaced in MLA, nothing more, no bolding, nothing special. 1-inch margins, name and page number up in the corner. Okay. Also down here is a works cited page. We're going to work on these a little bit more, but make sure you understand the formatting and this thing here called the hanging indent. Okay. All your sources are listed in alphabetical order. Okay, but what's great about this document, and I searched long and wide for many years to find one that does as much work as this does in terms of getting MLA ideas into students' hands. Okay, right here, it tells you what your citation will look like on your works cited page, but also what your parenthetical citation, your in-text citation will look like. You see, they go with each other. Okay, this is what, and this is for various sources, right? We got podcasts, interviews, emails, a book by 3 or more authors. It goes on and on. This is a guide. So putting your citations inside your text and getting an appropriate works cited entry is doable. This is your example here. Okay, so let me go lastly to a hypothetical argument that I made last week where I was showing you how to organize your essays. Give this a minute to load up. And so I've gave you a hypothetical argument about BuzzFeed, and my claim, my thesis that was that BuzzFeed has gone through this incredible transformational change in terms of its identity that's made it innovative and a top website. Okay, and so This isn't loading here. As soon as it does, we'll have a little talk about topic sentences. Okay, here it comes. So hopefully you understand the purpose of an outline. It's a graphic representation of your argument, the moves that will be inside your argument, okay? And we do this as part of planning so that we don't just sit down at the computer and start typing without a roadmap. This is the argument, right? Logical in your head that is yet to be written, okay? And here's the thesis I just mentioned. Okay. BuzzFeed has undergone several transformations in identity over the years, which define the company as both innovative and sector defining. Okay, that's debatable. Somebody could disagree with that. That's my claim. It becomes an argument when I support it with reason one, reason two, and reason three. Okay, I'm also making other moves. Like it's probably pretty important to take my audience back to the short history of BuzzFeed so you understand where it's coming from, or I could define what it is as an internet entity. Okay, here I'm making another move. I'm introducing the audience to the founder. They need to know about this guy. He was a mover and shaker in the early days of the internet. He learned the connection between advertising and monetizing viewership. Okay, interesting guy. And here I present the opposing viewpoint, right? So I'm not. This goes beyond the 5 paragraph essay we learned in high school. We started learning much more complex. Our arguments are complex. We're making moves that we think will help us. Okay, and it's always smart to include opposing viewpoint. Okay, conclusions. Watch my last video. I told you how to do that. Restate your argument and make a connection with your audience through one of several ways. Okay, what I want to point to real quickly here is topic sentences. Okay, these may be 1 or 2 paragraphs long. It doesn't mean that one Roman numerals, 1 paragraph, but we already can know what our topic sentences are. The topic sentences should do a lot of work. They should always point to the thesis. They should have transitions and they should present the central idea of the paragraph, right? We learned a couple days ago. For example, if I came in here, here's what the topic sentence would do. Okay, listen for the transition, the thesis, and the central idea. Okay, it would sound like this. The second reason that BuzzFeed went through a transformational identity process had to do with its emerging content like video and podcasts. Okay, all 3 things were there: the transition, central idea, pointing to the thesis. Let me do this one again. Let me do this topic sentence for this. Okay. BuzzFeed's identity transformation has been driven by its pioneer founder, Jonathan Peretti. Okay, so strong topic sentences should drive your paragraphs. They should point to the thesis. Keep pointing to the thesis to remind your audience of what you're trying to prove. Okay, one more. Okay, here's reason number 3. Topic sentence. The third reason that BuzzFeed went through transformations in terms of its identity had a lot to do with its 2016 separation of its entertainment and news sectors. Okay, so point being, start your topic sentences doing a lot of work. Okay, so you might ask now where you're going to find sources. If you go to the MGC homepage, you'll see that there's all kinds of databases available to you. And let me see, where's that at? Let's start over. Okay, on the MJC homepage, go to library, click. And you could search for anything down here, articles and databases, okay? Let's go here. And let me just type in, these are all different databases. We'll learn a lot more about these here next in the coming weeks. But let me choose this one, EBSCO, okay? It's a huge databases. You can put filters on it for periodicals, scholarly journals. And let me type in okay, remember that you have to gain remote access to our databases when you're at home. Just type in your W number and your birth date and it'll take you there. Okay, so I'm here at EBSCO, which is a huge database. Let me type in BuzzFeed. Outline, I'm beginning the draft, and I'm looking for outside sources to quote to support my argument, right? And I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a citation, import into your works cited. So I look here, oh, there's all kinds, right? But these are periodicals. I want a scholarly journal. I come down here, I'm looking. Here's an academic scholarly source, right? Peer reviewed from a PhD. So I click onto it, and here's what I'm trying to show you. Okay, there's an abstract to tell me what's inside that article, so I don't have to read the whole thing. I could see if it has material that I want to use to support my. Here's the important part, okay? Here's the abstract that tells me what's inside that article. Let's say I read it and I want to use a quote from it and I want to cite it. I click that cite button and it's going to make a citation I could import into my works cited page, okay? I scroll through here, MA, APA, Chicago, Harvard, and I want MLA. You see it's already made the citation for me, okay? So if you don't have experience making a works cited page, look at the document that I previously showed, or use the citation device, or Citation Machine has a search tool. You could find anything that's ever published and it'll let you make a citation in MLA. So one thing I got to tell you though is go ahead and copy that, and if you go to copy and paste, you got to make sure that the formatting stays across. And this thing here that's called the hanging indent, that's got to be on your works cited page. On Word, in order to do it's impossible to do on Word unless you know the shortcut, okay? So when you copy and paste this citation, if this is all the way to the left to make the hanging indent, you right click, scroll down the paragraphs, and then on the right margin, you click 5 spaces, and then you'll see a box that says special features. Click that and press hanging indent, okay? So that's on Word. Right click, paragraph, right margin, 5 clicks, and then drop down menu, push hanging indent, okay? So if you get an article from our databases, you create the citation with this cite tool here. If you're getting a source from elsewhere, say Time Magazine, it doesn't have a citing feature, just take the title and put it into Citation Machine, and it'll make an MLA, and then you're on your way to making your works cited page, and you'll only have 3 entries, right? Make sure one of those is a scholarly source. Okay, we'll do more on this, but I hope it helped until we can get better at it. All right, thanks everyone. I'll see you later.